Hello and welcome back to the Milan save on Football Manager 2023, where we are still in charge of Milan. Now, since the last episode where we got past Manchester City in the semi-final of the Champions League, we've played 3 league games off camera. We've ended our domestic campaign, but have we managed to secure Champions League football for next season? Well, we started things off with a home game against Salernitana, and we had to make do without Mike Mignon in goal for this one, as he picked up a knock which kept him out for a few days heading into this game. So Faris Yusufu making a rare start for us in goal for this game, but it didn't matter in the end. Bargi opened the scoring on the 10th minute. Šeško made it 2 after 20 minutes, and then Viti and Šeško again made it 4-0 by the time half-time came around. Šeško came up again with 10 minutes to go to get his hat-trick and to seal our 5-0 home win against Salernitana. We then had what looked like a difficult away tie against Roma. Heading into this one, Napoli secured the Serie A title, so we knew that was, well, we already knew that wasn't going to be ours for this season. And we headed into this one 1 point off 4th placed Atalanta, so we needed to keep up with the wins, and that's exactly what we did. Despite going a goal down after 3 minutes, thanks to Bernabé, Šeško got us back level on the 19th minute. Ruiz, the goal was disallowed, which would have put Roma 2-1 up, but thankfully, as I said, it was disallowed. And then Theo Hernandez, stepping up from the penalty spot just before half-time, gave us what ended up being a 2-1 win. Then we headed into the final game of the league season, knowing that we just had to win against Regina or just do better than Atalanta, as they dropped points in their last game against Monza, losing 2-0. So we headed into this game in 4th place, 2 points clear of Atalanta. And we made sure to take advantage of that, as after just 6 minutes, Benjamin Šeško came up with a goal. He scored another one 2 minutes later, got his hat-trick later on in the first half on the 35th minute. 2 goals from Rooney Bargi in the first half as well meant it was 5-0 at half-time, and then Rooney Bargi stepping up for his hat-trick from the penalty spot on the 88th minute to confirm our 6-0 victory. And that 6-0 victory means that we have qualified for the Champions League from our league position, only just by 2 points from 5th place Atalanta, but we've still only finished 2 points behind 2nd place Inter and 3rd place Juve. Still a hefty 9 points off top of the table Napoli, as we head into this episode where we are going to be playing the Champions League final against PSG. Now, rather concerningly, ahead of this game against PSG, we've had this inbox item which is suggesting that if I don't beat PSG and win the Champions League, I may be about to lose my job. So that could be fun if that happens. Hopefully we manage to pick up the win, and then we can call this series a success, because that is the aim of the series, if you didn't know, to win the Champions League with AC Milan for the first time since 2007. So let's take a look at how PSG have been doing in their most recent games. So since their semi-final where they beat Bayern on penalties, they have played 3 league games and the Coupe de France final. They drew against Monaco straight after the Champions League game, then beat Rennes in the Coupe de France final, and 2-1 wins over Lens and Marseille in their most recent games. In terms of how they managed to get to this stage of the Champions League, they've only lost 1 game in their entire Champions League season. So they went unbeaten, as we're well aware, in the league phase of the Champions League. They beat Arsenal, Dortmund, Jablonec, Sporting, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Real Betis and Red Bull Salzburg. They then beat Dortmund over 2 legs in the round of 16, beat Arsenal over 2 legs with 2 1-0 wins in the quarter-final, and then, as we've already said, beat Bayern in the semi-final on penalties. So it's going to be a tough game. The PSG looking for, I believe, their 2nd Champions League victory. Yes, they won it in 2023 in game, obviously being runners-up in real life in 2020. Okay, so this is the lineup we're going with for the Champions League final. We've got Mike Mignon in goal, Zanoli at right back, Kalulu alongside Tomori in central defence. Both players, however, needing a rest. I should probably rest one of them, to be honest, but it is the Champions League final, so we'll give them a start. Theo Hernandez is at left back. In defensive midfield is Ryan Gravenberch alongside Ishmael Benessa. Rooney Bargi on the right wing. Thiago Gouveia on the left wing. Charles Ketelea attacking centre midfield with Benjamin Šeško up front on his own. Obviously plenty of options on the bench with Leao in there, Vignato, Hudson-Odoi. Plenty of options, but hopefully the lads that have put out there can do the job. So incidentally, we are playing this Champions League final at Old Trafford. So we're in England, we're in my home country. Can I guide Milan to victory in my home country in our first Champions League final since being in charge of them? Here come the teams, both coming out the tunnel. The match official has picked up the ball. We are playing in our red and black classic home kit, and PSG are in their usual blue and white home kit. No Messi for PSG. Not sure where he's gone. He's possibly retired. They do still, however, have Mbappe and Neymar. Theo Hernandez, the left back on the left-hand side, plays that forward to Thiago Gouveia, who's come inside but is dispossessed by Musiala, and Hakimi can bring the ball forward. Good tackle once more, though, by Gouveia, but that's fallen straight back at the feet of a PSG player. Now Hakimi has it on the right-hand side for PSG. Ball into the box towards Mbappe, headed away by Zanoli. Now De Ketelaere can come away with the ball. De Ketelaere with the ball over the top. Sesko looked like he might have been offside there. He takes a touch, and he's one-on-one with the keeper, and Sesko has scored, and I think it is going to count. Benjamin Sesko has given us the lead after just 5 minutes. I'm looking at the referee because I was pretty sure he was offside, but it doesn't look like it's going to even go to VAR. So we'll get a replay here. De Ketelaere with the ball. And we can't see from that angle whether it was offside or not, but we'll just trust the match officials. Sesko with a beautiful finish to make it 1-0 in the opening 5 minutes of this Champions League final. Corner for PSG. Neymar hoping to dash our hopes. Ball into the box. Musiala's there with a header, and it's hit the post and gone out. Thankfully, it's Benessa. Long ball down the right-hand side, looking for Bargi. Bargi just manages to keep that in on the byline. Cuts inside now. Rooney Bargi inside to Benessa. Benessa with time and space gives it to Theo. Theo Hernandez into the box now. Theo Hernandez, can he score? It's Hernandez, and it's scored. It's 2-0. Theo has put us 2-0 up after 19 minutes. We could be on for winning our first Champions League since 2007. Theo Hernandez with a lovely run. He normally plays that ball across the box once he gets into those positions, but this time he felt he had enough confidence to just smash it past the keeper, and that's exactly what he's done. Through the keeper, in fact. Donnarumma will not be happy with that. He should be saving it at his near post. But regardless, it's 2-0, and we could be about to win the Champions League. Mendes inside to Mbappe. PSG looking to get some sort of foothold in this game, but we've dispossessed them, and now Zanoli with the ball forward to Charles De Ketelaere. Now Rooney Bargi. Lovely ball, looking for Šeško. Bad defending from Marquinhos. Šeško's through on goal, and Šeško scored. Look at the goal total for that man this season. 42 goals this season, 2 goals today. It's 21 minutes gone, and we are battering PSG in the Champions League final. I don't know what the board are thinking of by suggesting even that I might be worthy of the sack. I'm about to lead this Milan team to our first European Cup win since 2007, and Benjamin Šeško is the man that is leading the line. Free kick. Rooney Bargi hoping to make my day even better by getting a fourth before half-time. Tomori with the header, and that's just over the bar. So close to making it 4-0 before half-time. I'm keen not to get too overexcited because we have been 3-0 up in games and lost before. So we'll just stay calm for the time being as Theo Hernandez finds De Ketelaere with a throw and is dispossessed. But Theo gets there first, and then Kimpembe should deal with that at the back for PSG and does. Now Neymar, bad touch from him. Gravenberch gets in there nicely. Gravenberch running down the right-hand side inside to Rooney. It's off the defender. Rooney gets it, fortunately, and it's just fired over the goal from Rooney Bargi. We are looking very, very good for this win today. Tomori on the halfway line. Plays it forward to Benessa. There's plenty of space for Theo on the left, which is exactly where he goes. Now Theo with a chance to do one of his trademark runs. Ball into the box. De Ketelaere is there. It's saved by the goalkeeper and over. Oh, was it off the bar? It might have been off the bar. PSG playing it out short here. Kimpembe forward to Fabian. That's a bad pass from him, and Rooney Bargi nips in there. De Ketelaere now forward to Šeško. He's looking for a hat-trick. Šeško plays that out wide to Zanoli instead of going forward, just building it back up from the back as Kalulu plays that now to Gravenberch. Back to Kalulu and Zanoli. But it's nice passing play from us. Very patient with our build-up, not trying to rush things. We're 3-0 up. We don't really need to rush things. As De Ketelaere plays the lovely ball to Rooney, and Rooney Bargi fires that over the bar. He's had a few attempts like that today and not managed to score so far. Kimpembe with the ball forward, not really looking for anyone in particular, and Zanoli can easily sweep that up, but he's giving the ball away to Neymar, and Neymar could have a chance here. It's Neymar with the shot, and he's lobbed the keeper, and he's found a way back into this. We've gifted that goal to PSG there. Zanoli's poor pass giving Neymar a chance to get PSG back into this. It's 3-1 now. Zanoli should have swept this up nice and easily, but instead a wayward pass. Neymar nips in there, and Neymar with a great finish, to be fair, just curling it and chipping it over the keeper. And after that, we are going to take Zanoli off. That's an error that has punished us. So Divine Wrench is going to come on for him. We'll also take Benessa off because he's on a yellow card and looking very tired out there. So we'll bring on Lucas Gona-Duath in defensive midfield for him. And then Rooney Bargi's not been playing too great today. So we will bring on Sammy Vignato at right wing for him. Hopefully we can hold on to this win. Can't believe I'm saying that after being 3 goals up. But it does seem to happen quite a bit with this team. So 15 minutes to go. We've still got 2 subs that we can make. Duquetele is looking very tired out there at attacking centre midfield. So Rafa Leao is going to come on for him. And then, I mean, it doesn't really matter about resting players too much. This is the final game of the season. So we'll just make that one change. Okay, 8 minutes left. And there's a chance for someone. But who's it going to be for? It's Divine Wrench moving forward with the ball. Finds Vignato. The 2 substitutes combining there. Vignato cuts inside. He's almost in the box now. Vignato with a shot. It's blocked. And it's going to go to Soler to clear at the back post. But is that going to fall to Guana Duarte? It is. Thiago Gouveia now with a chance to get a shot away. And that is over the bar from Thiago Gouveia. Free kick. Theo Hernandez to take from the left-hand side. Can we get a 4th goal and regain our 3-goal advantage? It's headed away further by Fabian. And now this is going to fall to Neymar, is it? No, Gravenberch nips in there first. And Thiago Gouveia brings the ball down nicely. Gouveia with the shot. And that is off the bar, I think. And then hooked away by the PSG defence. And PSG, for their little bit of pressure in the middle of the second half, don't look like they're going to get another goal here. It's Theo Hernandez with a free kick for us. And there's a header there. I'm not sure who was by. It's off the bar again, though. And then Mukiele manages to hook that clear this time for PSG. And they can go on a counter-attack if Neymar can keep this in. But it doesn't seem to come to anything. Very, very late on into injury time. Neymar with the ball into the box. Gravenberch with the clearance. Fontaine heads that back towards the goal. But Gravenberch wins that. Šeško has dispossessed Kimpembe. Šeško with a chance to move forward with the ball now and possibly look for a 4th goal for us. He very smartly brings that back to Gravenberch instead, who can now move forward with it himself. That's a poor ball from him though, and intercepted well by PSG. But Gouveia nips in there after a bad touch from Soler, and Tomori finds Theo on the left-hand side with tons of space for him to run into. It's Theo Hernandez on the ball now. Chance to get a ball into the box. He does so. It's deflected by the defender. And an overhead kick from Leao towards Šeško. It's going to come to Gravenberch on the edge of the box. PSG defending it for their lives right now as Divine Wrench has the ball on the right-hand side. Moving forward with it. Divine Wrench comes inside to Guana Duarte, who's got tons of space. If he wants a shot, he tries a shot. It's fallen to Vignato and it's saved. Or blocked even by Kimpembe and out for a corner. And it looks like we are going to win the Champions League. We are going to do it finally. We have got mere seconds left. We are on the ball. It's Gravenberch with a corner, and that's easily collected by Donnarumma. So all we needed to do to win the Champions League was to play poorly in the league and only just manage to scrape into the Champions League for next season by finishing 4th. That seems to be the case. Wrench with a nice ball forward to Šeško. If he's onside, Šeško with a shot, and it's a good save from Donnarumma. And after such a long wait, we're in year 2026 now, so it's almost a 20-year wait for a European title for Milan. We are so close. We are seconds away. We're just waiting for the whistle. And there is the whistle. We've done it. We've won the Champions League. You heard, I think, maybe the Champions League theme song for a second there, but for some reason it's cut out. But there are the boys on the winner's podium. We're about to lift the Champions League. And we've done it. We've won the Champions League. We've beaten PSG. And I'm not going to get sacked. But that doesn't matter anyway, because the aim of the series has been fulfilled. There's all the boys looking so happy, going over to their corner of Old Trafford where all the Milan fans are, not really celebrating, just all standing still. And there seems to be confetti still falling from somewhere. It looks like snow. But that doesn't matter. We've won the Champions League at Old Trafford. And it's such a good feeling. And with that Champions League win, I've managed to cement my place in the top 3 of the best English managers, just behind Brian Clough and ahead of Jack Reynolds. And despite the rumours of sackings ahead of this game, the Milan board are apparently delighted with my tenure in charge now that we've won the Champions League. And hilariously, after lifting the Champions League, the board would like to discuss my future. Now, this doesn't really matter because the save is over now that we've won the Champions League. But let's just attend for a laugh, shall we? I don't understand this question because I literally have not said anything. I've not said anything about the board in any of my press conferences at all. So if they're going to sack me, they're going to sack me. Whatever. I don't care at this point. They've accepted my apology again. I don't know why this keeps happening. Here we go. It's time for the end of season review of our final season with AC Milan. So taking a look at the transfers that we brought in the past season. Benjamin Šeško, the best of the 4 with 42 goals from 30 starts, 11 sub-appearances, 5 assists, 7.62 average rating. What a signing. £75 million, well worth it from Leipzig. Ryan Gravenberch, another solid signing, signed from Bayern for £35.5 million, 33 starts, 4 off the bench. No goals, but 7 assists, which is great from a defensive midfield standpoint, and then 7.15 average rating for him. Callum Hudson-Odoi, a bit unlucky with injuries this season, only playing 26, or only starting 26, 12 sub-appearances, 6 goals though, and 7 assists. He was involved, he got involved in the goals when he was involved in games. That sounds like a very Michael Owen thing to say, but you get what I mean. 6.97 average rating for him, and then Eduardo Espinar was more one for the future anyway. He still managed to make 5 starts, 5 sub-appearances, 6.9 average rating for the defender. Not too bad. In terms of transfers out, we'll just have a little look at who's done well. So Singo obviously went to Juve for 55 million. He's had a good season there, 7.26 average rating, 10 assists. Datro Fofana, he's not really played as much as I would have expected at Leipzig. Same with Tommaso Pobega. All these players going for big fees but not really getting the game time. They should have just stayed with us and they would have won the Champions League. Moussa Dembele, another one we moved on. He started 1 game for Chelsea. He's made 9 sub-appearances and scored 2 goals, but yeah, not great for him. Now, in terms of the season's results, you can see there the board have given our league performance an F grade because we only qualified for the Champions League. We didn't really launch a title challenge this year, but we still brought home the Champions League, which should negate that. As you can see, A+ for our Champions League performance. We were only expected to reach the latter stages. We actually managed to win the whole thing. Coppa Italia, that's a C. We made the quarter-final. And then the Super Cup, we were runners-up, which they're obviously going to be disappointed about because we lost to our rivals, Inter. In terms of our biggest win this season, it was a 6-0 against Regina near the end of the season, where we saw Šeško and Bargi get a hat-trick apiece. Match to remember was a 5-3 win in February over Atalanta, and the goal of the season came in the 4-0 victory over Salernitana. And this is that goal. So Vitti with the ball at the back. I can't remember this one actually. Victor plays it to De Ketelaere. Leao picks it up, and it's a beautiful curled finish from the edge of the D, and that is a worthy winner of the Goal of the Season award. In terms of finances, we'll just look at the shirt sales. So Šeško was the best-selling shirt, followed by De Ketelaere, Lazetic, Leao, and Rooney Bargi. To be expected, really. All are better players, I would say, those ones. In terms of how we lined up, a bit surprised that Kalulu isn't in central defence instead of Vitti, but I guess they did kind of swap out roles throughout the season, so it's fair enough. Gravenberch and Gunnar Dwath in defensive midfield. Benesa should really be there. Bargi, Vignato and Gouveia, yeah, that's fine. And then Šeško up front, I can understand that. But yeah, so Vitti and Gunnar Dwath I'm a bit confused about, but it's still a decent side. In terms of the awards, so the club awards, fans player of the season, young player of the season, signing of the season go to Benjamin Šeško. Top goal scorer Benjamin Šeško with 42 goals. Most assists Thiago Gouveia with 16 assists. Most player of the match awards Benjamin Šeško with 9. Benjamin Šeško also getting the highest average rating, 7.6, and that all-important one of most passes completed per 90 is Victor Aletu with 81 passes completed per 90 minutes. For competition awards, quite a lot here. So the winner of the MVP Miglior Centrocampista della Serie A is Charles De Ketelaere. The MVP Miglior Difensore della Serie A is Theo Hernandez. Champions League goalkeeper of the season, Mike Mignon. MVP Miglior Portiere della Serie A, Mike Mignon. Apologies if I'm murdering the Italian language. Rooney Bargi won the European Golden Boy, what an achievement for him. Benjamin Šeško winning Slovenian Player of the Year. Also winning Miglior Calciatore Assoluto per l'Associazione Italiana Calciatori, maybe? He also won the Champions League Young Player of the Season award, I can say that one. And so many awards for Šeško. He won MVP Miglior Giocatore in Assoluto della Serie A, MVP Miglior Giovanni della Serie A, and MVP Miglior Attaccante della Serie A. Apologies to any Italians watching. And then in terms of the records broken, most assists by a player in a season, Thiago Gouveia with 16, and highest transfer fee paid, broken by ourselves with the £75.01 million transfer fee for the main man, Benjamin Šeško. I also won an award at the end of last season, Pancina d'Oro Serie A. I think that is Coach of the Year in Serie A. So despite us winning the Champions League, and it's showing on this screen that we won the Champions League by beating PSG 3-1, as we already know, Jose Miguel Sandoval of Planet Football thinks we had an unremarkable campaign that produced very few highs or lows and was still somewhat short of what we'd set out to achieve back at the start of the season. We won the Champions League, mate. What are you on about? So we'll start this manager timeline at where we left off last year. So 21st of June, we said farewell to Tommaso Babega as he went to Arsenal and barely played for them. We got £202 million in total transfer fees this past season. Dembele moved on to Chelsea, barely played, scored a couple of goals. We signed Benjamin Šeško to replace Dembele, which was just an excellent move. I took charge of my 200th match in February of this year. Cristoforo Rossi and Alban Laplo received acknowledgement with the nominations for the Next Gen Awards. They're two of our youngsters, obviously. Šeško won all those awards that he won. I was recognised and went in the England Hall of Fame, as we already know. We won the Champions League. Minion won the Goalkeeper of the Season. Well, this is all stuff that we already know. And I don't really see the point of this manager timeline. So we've had a few additions to the Milan overall best 11 squad with Lazetic, Šeško, Viti and Nets all getting added to the subs bench of our overall best 11 squad. A Champions League win not enough just yet to secure their place in the best 11. We've had a massive increase in our social media following, if anyone's bothered, in this past season, up by 14 million, which is amazingly well. A decrease in our hardcore fan base and core fan base, a lot more fair weather fans and casual fans. So not really sure what's going on there. So I thought as a last bit of action from this Milan save, we take a look at the favourite personnel, see if anyone's managed to break into that from our time in charge. So we don't have any legends or icons. However, in favourite people, currently up there, we've got Ketelea, Lazetic, Šeško, myself, Teo, Vignato, and Giroud and Ibrahimovic, I'm assuming, were already there. So we have managed to break into the favourite people, at least, of Milan. But of course, we've not really been there for that long, only 4 seasons, I believe. And we've brought some success to the side. A couple of Serie A titles, Europa League win, Champions League win. What more could they possibly have asked for? So that is it for this episode and this series. Keep an eye on the channel for a new series coming out very, very soon. Also, I've got a few experiment videos that I'm trying out some experiment videos on the channel. So if you like that sort of thing, we've got Big Sam Allardyce at Leeds and Jude Bellingham at Real Madrid currently. There'll be plenty more coming, no doubt. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed the series as a whole as well. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out. Hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.